Motor City Sports Talk, back with some Detroit Lions talk. Y'all know what it is and who it is. It's your boy CJ Goodfella. And I'm just, glancing through the radio stations, getting off work. And 97 won a ticket. We're talking about Eric Ebron. And we talked about Eric Ebron and the Lions potentially trading him yesterday. Now, it's fans that don't want Eric Ebron traded. And Mike Valenti is one of those guys. Well, we know he's not a Lions fan. He's a Giants fan. But he's one of those guys that think the Lions should keep Eric Ebron. Now, let me say this. Y'all be the first fans. I'm talking about the fans that want to keep Ebron. And I explain what they premise, or at least one of the fans' premise on this. Y'all be the first ones that say, get this bum out of here as soon as you drop a ball the first game. It's funny how fast fans can forget. This guy was dropping critical balls all year. Nowhere to be found. Never really controlled the middle like he was really supposed to control the middle and let Calvin Johnson, Golden Tate, and whoever else we had on the outside really kill it. Nobody respected Ebron as a passing threat for the Lions because he came into the league with one of the highest drop rates in his draft, and it hasn't changed. They was just saying, it's just focus, it's focus. It ain't focus. He can't catch the ball. And it's not like this dude is a Gronkowski 6'6", 6'7", or, he's a burner and stuff of that nature. I mean, when have you seen Eric Ebron really go deep or burn somebody? I think his athletic ability with the ball in his hand is massively overrated. And that's when he catches the ball. But fans forget how quickly, when he drops the ball, how it's contagious around the field. Daniel fails to drop the ball. Marvin Jones will drop a ball. Golden Tate will drop a ball. Abdullah at the backfield will drop a ball. People forget that. He had a good song. He started turning the corner at the end of the year. Where? In meaningless games, of course he caught the ball with no pressure. We was already out the playoffs, But one of the fans' premises was, once fans get over the fact that we passed up on Aaron Donald and OBJ, Odell Beckham Jr. for him, I think he can just live up to the expectations. No, we're not forgetting that. Aaron Donald is the number one defensive tackle in the league. Odell Beckham is a top 10 wide receiver. If healthy, probably number 1, 2. Probably 2, 3, or 4, or 5 at this point in his career. And we got Eric Ebron. All of a sudden fans want to become Team Ebron. That's what's wrong with Detroit sports fans. They're loyal to a fault. They're so loyal. It ain't like a lot of these teams have brought championships to Detroit of late. The Lions will love a guy until you can't love him no more, no matter how bad or how good he does. And Eric Ebron, he's living proof of that. They had boo him, and he had one good game. He the toast of the town. He the king of the hill. I'm not forgetting none of those bum games in those years that we dealt with Eric Ebron dropping the pass and running the wrong route or not controlling a game like he's supposed to. What is the one game that Eric Ebron totally dominated to show guys that he's worth them picking up an $8 million option on him, which they did, and retaining his rights? If he goes somewhere else and blow up, he won't be the first line. He won't be the last line. Cliff Averill left here. He was decent here. He blew up. A lot of guys from the Lions leave here. Kyle Vanoy left here, won the Super Bowl, blew up. It happens. Sometimes it ain't in the cards for guys to blow up here with the Detroit Lions. And Eric Ebron is definitely one of the guys that needs to go. Now fans are, Ebron was improving at the end of the year. I like Ebron. And then as soon as he drop a pass and revert back to Ebronism, dropping balls, running wrong routes, and not controlling the middle of the field like he should, then y'all going to be trying and screaming, get rid of him. At the end of the day, make you guys mind up. At the end of the day, I've been trade Ebron, since season 2. Trade him. The potential will get you fired. And the potential, he ain't living up to it. It talks about them bringing Jimmy Graham in. I've been promoting that. People say, well, Jimmy Graham is older than them. Hey, one thing I know, Jimmy Graham going to catch the ball when Stafford throw it to him. He has history controlling the middle of the field. And the reason Jimmy Graham didn't do good in Seattle, because Seattle don't know how to use weapons. Detroit Lions will use and be creative with Jimmy Graham, and he will eat under Matthew Stafford. Stafford will give him those Drew Brees-esque balls, and he will dominate the red zone the way Eric Ebron couldn't. And for the right price, I take my chances with Jimmy Graham and bringing in a rookie, and letting Roberts from Toledo, I think his name, develop. But at the end of the day, make you guys mind up. I was trade Ebron during the year, and then at the end of the year, in some meaningless games, he catch a few balls, and you guys want to keep him. I don't understand Detroit sports fans all the time, man. I don't understand them, but I do know this. Eric Ebron, I was not a promoter of them drafting him. I did not like him. I did not like the fact that he came into the league with a very, very high drop rate, and the Lions would act like that was something that was going to change. Rarely do you see a receiver, improve his catch rate in the NFL going to college. Ebron been trying dropping balls since preschool and Pop Warner and Pal. You ain't gonna change that. But y'all know what it is. Motor C Sports Talk. We gone.